Food has changed so much over the decades, and old cookbooks have mostly been left behind in that evolution. Personally, I think that's a real shame, which is why in the final episode of this series, I'm trying to complete my mission of reviving a 33-year-old Prue Leith venison recipe. The plan is to stay true to the essence of the original, but update the techniques and plate design to bring it into the 21st century. What started as my own challenge, with my admittedly average at best home cooking skills, quickly turned into something bigger. When I realised my abilities weren't quite up to my ambitions, I brought in some serious backup. Top UK chef James Peck.
We've taken a dish, we've respected a really amazing dish. I'm really happy with the cooking on it. Hopefully, Prue Leith approves. It's making sure it's integral to the recipe. You've got a beautiful sauce, a beautiful potato. You've got that seasoning with the pepperiness. We've just seen what we can do with it. It might have to go on the menu, you know?
With this help, we can reimagine this classic dish and do it far more justice in terms of taste and presentation. Now, if you've seen any of the earlier videos, you'll know the inspiration behind this series. I wanted to see if these carefully crafted, rigorously tested recipes from the past can stand up to today's viral food trends and disposable recipe content. The kind that's much more about feeding algorithms than feeding people we love. So if you want to see how James crafted this stunning dish, from cooking to plating, stay tuned. And after you've seen the final result, let us know in the comments what you think. Did we do this classic justice?
Right, today's the day. We're off to Wellington to go and see James and what he can do with this wonderful venison recipe. I can't wait. It's really exciting to see what creative ideas he's come up with and also what delicious and beautiful food he's going to make for us. Now, it's going to take roughly an hour and a half to get there, so we better get moving.
A few things about this recipe that really excite me. A couple of things where I'm like, right, we'll get rid of that. Some really nice fresh pine or juniper needles in between the fire and the protein. The earthiness from the celeriac, potentially with the potato rosti, which is going to be quite earthy and warming. Bring this into kind of the modern day. Be really refined and celebrate the ingredients. Probably think a bit more about the plating technique to do so as well. I think we're going to do it justice, but still honour the work and the legacy of this recipe.
So what I'm really excited about today is to see if James has massively changed the recipe and the idea from when we spoke on the video call the other week. My experience of chefs are they're such a creative bunch that he's probably rewritten and reworked it over the week or so since we last spoke, and now it's going to be not very different because the whole plan was to keep the essence of the recipe similar to the Leith's book, but that doesn't mean that it's not likely to have changed slightly from what we talked about. So I'm really excited to see what he's come up with and certainly what it's going to look like, because this has been in the plan for quite a long time. Really excited to see what the final vision is. It's going to be great. It's been about a year since I've seen James, so it's going to be really exciting to see him again since the last podcast episode we did. But I imagine his restaurant hasn't changed a huge amount from the new Nordic style, which again for this recipe is going to be, I think, heavily influential. And what's also great is because there's a really miserable day today, so shooting inside with a nice roaring open fire, couldn't think of a better place to do it, thankfully. So yeah, can't wait to get indoors in the warm and get cooking.
I'm James, chef and owner at Restaurant Ember. Today we're going to be sort of recreating Prue Leith's venison dish. Me and Tom sort of deliberated on what dish we're going to go for. I've chosen this one purely because I feel like I can add a lot of value to it. We're going to play around with some little tricks and techniques and just try and refine it a little bit and still pay homage to this beautiful dish. So we've got an absolute plethora of amazing ingredients which I'll kind of go through now. I'll start off with the main event. We've got some beautiful, beautiful haunch of venison. This is just super local, really nice and lean, beautiful flavour, extremely sustainable. What I loved about the dish was the watercress that was on top, and I understand the pepperiness and almost like that rocket-like peppery nature that you get from it. So I've got to play on that today. So we've got, not only we've got some kind of like mature watercress leaves, we've got some baby ones which actually add like a little bit more of a citrus kick. So we're going to be playing with a little bit of that. We've taken the Big Daddy watercress. We've actually made like an emulsion out of it. So this is going to elevate kind of the colour on the plate. So I don't know if you can see how kind of vibrant that is. So we've made our own oil, super creamy, but still, you know, true to itself, peppery, a slight bit of like acid in there. It's going to act as a seasoning. So we're paying homage to the watercress kind of 3 different ways, but also refining it rather than just going bang. And we're also going to spread the flavours out on the plate a little bit more. So each bite, you're going to get a little bit of these flavours. We've made a lemon gel, refining the acid and the lemon element of the dish. I think before it was just a microplane of lemon over, which is absolutely fine. So we've made like a lemon gel, but we've infused fresh juniper leaves and rosemary into it. So it's a really nice little fluid gel, and that's going to give me the ability to really precisely season the plate in every bite. I've got a beautiful sauce, which is ticking away just behind me here. It's made with the bones of veal and chicken carcasses which we've roasted, so it's like a chicken veal jus. So it's going to give us a lovely roasted flavour with a really nice underlining warming tones, bit of red wine in there and some hard herbs. So you're going to get some real nice warming flavours, which are also going to pay homage to the dish. And we've got something that I'm super excited about. We went a little bit sort of off piece. I was thinking about the potato element and I wanted to play homage to the classic plate, but also bring a real seasonal potato in. And so we've got these beautiful little mid-truffle violet potatoes just sort of steaming off nicely behind me in a little bit of beef stock. So we're going to sort of use these elements, bring them together and just see if we can bring this dish into just a more modern plating style. So I've gone with like a nice real clear plate. I think we spoke about the plate on the last time we spoke when we were deliberating on what we were doing, and I love the idea of using a real blank canvas so you can really see the colours pop, whereas before it was on quite a darker plate, which was very warming and it had quite an impactful effect, but I wanted to lighten it up a little bit, refine it a little bit. I want you to see place on the plate, which sort of kind of like focuses your eye to the intricacy details around the plate. So yeah, that's where we're at. So I'm quite excited to cook this dish and see if we do it justice.
Question for you though, James.
What's that?
So in terms of plating,
yeah,
we talked about it being more sort of condensed, so it's all eaten together. Is that still kind of the plan?
So with this, I'm going to go quite central. I'm going to break the dish up into little pieces, so each bite has almost a little bit of all the element in there. So that way, every bite you're going to get that kind of balance of flavours instead of just having kind of like meat on one side, potatoes on the other. So I'm going to kind of plate it in a way where wherever you kind of eat the dish, you're going to get those little seasonings.
Perfect. Can't wait. Let's go.
So I've rested the venison. It's had a nice rest up top. Just going to take that and put it on. I'm going to get all my components ready together. Got these beautiful potatoes out of the beef stock. I'm just going to trim this up and almost make like a little fondant out of it whilst the venison continues to rest. Nice and simply, just going to trim it up.
Is this something you've done with potatoes before, or are you kind of doing lots of new stuff?
Having a bit of a play, a little bit of both. These potatoes I don't get the opportunity to work with all the time. They're absolutely beautiful. So I just want that lovely little bit of fluffy protein. And what I'm going to do with that, give it a little season. Then we have that beautiful emulsion, which is the watercress. Almost in keep with the Halloween, right?
It really does, doesn't it? It's a great use of colour though.
Yeah, I just wanted to add a bit more vibrancy. And then we have the baby cress, which is a little bit more acidic, a little bit sweeter. I'm just literally going to place those, and that's just going to be for another little bit of seasoning. Moment of truth.
No pressure.
So I have this beautiful, beautiful loin. Top and tail it.
Yeah.
What we're going to do, we'll serve it absolutely beautiful in the middle. Don't know if you can see that.
Let me have a little look.
Just nice and blushing, really nice and rare.
Oh yeah, that looks.
Give that a little season. And for this will be a tasting menu dish for me.
Yep.
So it's something that I'll keep that'll be between two. Carefully put that next to it. So we just reserve that out of the way. So that'll be for my other plate. We don't waste it. Then we've got some beautiful little garnishes. So firstly, I've kept the big watercress. This has got like a lot more of a peppery flavour to it. And then we've got this little lemon gel. And this is the acid in the dish where Prue would use it to grate over it, which is great, but I wanted to find another way of bringing it sort of like around the plate a little bit more. So we're just going to have these beautiful, tiny little like accents of preserved lemon with a little bit of that juniper.
It adds another lovely little texture to it, doesn't it?
Yeah, it's going to add like, it's going to smooth it out and just going to taste hopefully delicious. And then we've literally got a little bit more of that emulsion on top. Then I'm going to sauce it, and hopefully you can see the shine that we've got in there. And it's a nice light sauce. I don't want a real thick syrupy one. This is where I literally think refining it comes into play with flavours. And just trying to bring those two together and the freshness. We've also got a really nice oil. It's been made using a mixture of chive and the rocket. So we've got a fresh onion flavour, but also you've got a little bit more of the that rocket accent in there.
Do you know what? That makes all the difference. That does. Just that.
Just
tiny
the
little
colour
bit of oil.
pop. Yeah.
It just adds extra shape, extra colour, extra refinement to it.
Yeah. So literally the last thing to do, we've got lots of colour, we've got some beautiful flavour, we've got richness, we've got sweetness, we've got but we haven't really got a great deal of texture. The potato's still quite fluffy. So we've got almost like a little amaretti mix here, which is like pumpkin seeds, linseed seeds, a little bit of almond. And all I want is just a little bit of texture on the dish, just to finish it off. And all that's going to do is just give you a nice little mouthfeel as you eat the dish. So there you go. Hopefully, Prue Leith approved. I know hers was a little bit bigger to feed 4, but
Yeah.
I thought something fitting on a tasting menu. So there we go.
The purple of the potato,
Yeah.
it's really clever choice that. I think.
Yeah,
You know,
I just think it's adding this beautiful, nice
does.
little.
I'm not going to lie, because I love a rosti. I was looking forward to that, but I can see why you've chosen to add.
Yeah, I just think
that.
The reason I didn't was just the brownness of the rosti.
Yeah.
I just wanted to add more vibrancy, bring it into a place where it was more colourful, had a little bit more energy, a little bit more refinement.
Yeah. Well, you don't see purple on a plate that often, do you?
No,
I think.
and
You know, it's
like
quite
natural potato as well.
It's a very interesting choice.
Yeah.
And what you said originally in our video was about the height, so you've certainly still got that. You know, the texture, it's got the crunch. That's really good, James.
You into it?
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. I can't wait to get a
Eating
still
it.
of that. Well, eating it. I didn't want to say
Picture
eating, 'cause
and
it sounds
eating it.
selfish, but
Yeah.
certainly getting a photo of that. It's going to look.
Yeah, I'm really happy with the
says.
cooking on it.
Yeah.
I like that as you eat it, it's going to develop in flavour.
Yeah.
The richness of the sauce, you can mop up as you want. You can choose your crunch, but every little bite of that, you're going to get flavour, the pepperiness. That's why I'm thinking rocket, the pepperiness from the watercress. But you're going to get it in a creamy emulsification with a little bit of acid, with the lemon accents everywhere. So yeah, I'm really happy.
It really is night and day if you think about the original photograph
Yeah.
that we saw. And clearly things changed. This is again
Yeah.
not about trying to bash what
No.
it was, but just the difference.
I think
Visually,
I
it's
think
quite
for me,
stark.
it's making sure it's integral to the recipe. You've got a beautiful sauce, a beautiful potato. You've got that seasoning with the pepperiness, and you know, just being a bit more playful with it. I'd like to think we've taken a dish, we've respected a really amazing dish, but we've just seen what we can do with it and where we can take it. So it might have to go on the menu, you know.
Well, that says it all. James, thank you very much.
Thank you so much.
That's awesome.
I hope you enjoy it.
Yeah, brilliant.
I'm absolutely thrilled with how it all turned out. Even James's surprise remove of the rosti with celeriac, which at the time I missed, but it worked out even better than I could possibly have hoped. If Prue ever watches this, I hope she'd be pleased with the revival. A huge thanks to James for bringing his time, energy and expertise to the plate. There's absolutely no way I could have achieved this result on my own. I've left all of his socials in the description below, so be sure to check him and the restaurant out. Let me know in the comments what you thought of this style of video. It's my first attempt, and some feedback would be really helpful. If you want a deeper dive into the plating techniques of the pros, check out the playlist here. And as always, thanks for watching.